Morning world, it's about 10:15, 10:30 in the morning. It's the 20th of November 2015. Bit of basic astrology today. I've been looking at the wheel of the horoscope, i.e. the position of the planets right now in the sky. And I noticed that the moon's in Pisces, it's past Neptune in the square to Saturn, which is why yesterday was such a messy day for a lot of people. And now the moon is approaching Chiron and opposition to Jupiter. And I thought, well, when's the last time I actually did anything on the moon in Jupiter? Probably never. So here we go, moon and Jupiter, especially in opposition. The moon is about one's feelings and personality. It's one's emotions and sensitivities, habit patterns, day-to-day life and routines. It's basically about your daily functionality and how you interact, socialise with the world at a minute by minute, day by day level. It's your fundamental personality. Jupiter is the planet of growth. It's bigger than all the other planets in the sky put together. So its principle is that of growth and expansion. Now this isn't always a good thing, because growth and expansion can lead to over enthusiasm, over optimism, being larger than life, overreaching, overstretching, going over the top. Jupiter tends to amplify everything it touches, which, if that is a challenging aspect, will make it much worse. But if it's a positive aspect, will also bring a lot of beneficial energy in as well, which is why Jupiter is also known as a planet that has a lot to do with words like optimism, hope, humour, faith and belief. It rules Sagittarius, which is the sign that epitomises those functions, if you like. But Jupiter is a little bit of a white elephant. He promises more than he delivers. He's hot air. Of course, you can't land on Jupiter. Jupiter has no surface. It is a gas giant. There may be a solid core at the centre, we don't know. But Jupiter does amplify and exaggerate, as well as bring growth and expansion. It deals with, when younger, Jupiter's common in the charts of people. A strong Jupiter will lead to the desire for travel, to broaden one's mind through travel, through words like anthropology, culture study and ethnicity, not so much parties and beaches. When older, that desire for travel often becomes much more academic rather than physical, which is why people with strong Jupiters, a lot of them anyway, often go on to higher education in their middle 40s onwards, 50s and 60s, and do things like a master's degree or a PhD, just for the stretching of the mind. The moon opposite Jupiter. There's a number of different factors here. Jupiter's in Virgo, which is a year-long position, but it does stress the more analytical, functional, effective, logical side of things. Whereas the moon is in Pisces at the moment, and Pisces is a somewhat nebulous energy. It's never given to clear, defined, black and white straight lines. It's always a little bit vague, uncertain, mysterious, cloudy, foggy, hidden, intuitive, imaginative and creative, but never logical and rational. The moon actually likes being in Pisces much of the time when it's not being too sensitive or wimpy, but the moon in Pisces does have a very strong imaginative streak. It's very intuitive, very empathic. It's just a bit of a walking psychic sponge, that's all. So when the moon in Pisces is opposite Jupiter and Virgo, as it is now and will be over the whole of today, Jupiter is going to expand that Piscean's moon empathic, conscientious, intuitive side, but it can also expand it in a way that makes it much more sensitive, over-intuitive. And for those people who are born with the moon in Pisces, be aware that today is a day where you may well end up feeling like a walking psychic sponge. You may well soak up a lot of other people's baggage and as a result end up feeling overburdened, overladen and carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. However, looked at it in a positive way, the moon in Pisces opposite Jupiter is going to bring a somewhat sardonic humour into the world. It's not quite the poor me pity humour, but there is an element of irony about it. And what the people born with the moon opposite Jupiter do have the capacity to laugh at themselves. So with the moon opposite Jupiter today, especially in Pisces, there is a self-depreciative humour around. So remember, but with the moon opposite Jupiter, there is actually nothing that can't be laughed at, and that Jupiter's philosophy most of the time is clear. Humour is simply the best medicine of all. On that note, catch you later. Bye.